Hello and welcome to my new podcast. The reason I started this project is because I want to be of more service to my audience directly. What that means is that each episode I want a member of my audience, you, to be a guest on my podcast, and we can talk about anything you want that you believe I can help you with. These are basically free coaching calls for you. We can talk about anything the guest wants as long as he believes that I'm competent in that field. And of course, the reason the coaching calls are recorded is so you can listen to them and benefit from the same information. Now, if you want to be a guest on my podcast, you can. Follow me on Instagram and look for the post where I announce that I'm looking for a new guest. If you fit the podcast requirements linked in my Instagram bio, you have to read the podcast requirements, and you are available at the time I'll be recording the podcast, comment on the picture saying you want to be a guest. After 24 hours, I randomly choose someone from the comments to be the next guest. If that happens to be you, you get to be on this podcast. My guest for this episode is John. He is currently a nutrition and dietetics student in Greece and wanted to talk to me about self-discipline, growing an online brand, and affiliate marketing. The reason he wanted to talk to me about these subjects is because he has just started creating content online and wants to turn it into a business. I do my best to answer his questions, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey.
Hello, John.
Hey, dude. How's going on, man?
It's going great. I just finished the other call.
It's crazy, man. I wanted to meet you like for so long. I'm so nervous right now. You're the reason I'm into fitness, personal development, business. You're the reason, really.
Really? I'm super glad to hear that. What can I help you with? What is your first question?
First off, how did you find out about Kino Body? How did you find out Kino Body and worked with him?
Okay. I first discovered Greg in the summer of 2013, I think. I just finished high school and I was looking for a big goal. I felt I was into personal development, and I felt like I needed to pour my energy into something, and I didn't know what, and I wanted to get back into fitness, and I wanted to know how Ryan Reynolds got his physique for the movie Green Lantern. That movie was super bad, but Ryan had the great body, and I just wrote on Google how to get a body like Ryan Reynolds, and Greg actually had an article about that. Yeah, I saw a video of him, and he was just as ripped, if not even leaner than Ryan was in the movie. And Greg just talked about, hey, you need to be in a calorie deficit, you need to eat whatever foods you want, but you need to pay attention to calories, and you just need to lift for strength. And it finally made sense to me, because before that, I was focused on bro science, eat every 2 hours, don't eat carbs, all that stuff. And he was the first to tell me about calories and strength. And for me, it was I was sold. And I followed Greg after that. And I followed him about a year before I actually contacted him first. And I asked him to come on a podcast with me, because after about 8 to 10 months, I got pretty knowledgeable in fitness, because I read his entire site. I read Martin Burkhan's site. I got into stuff that Alan Aragon was writing, Lyle McDonald, all these experts, and I accumulated a pretty big knowledge about fitness. And I wanted to create a blog similar to Kino Body for Romania, and that's what I did. That's how Think It Lit was born. And at some point, I just wanted to have a call with Greg, because I wanted my audience to meet the person that inspired me to start the whole project. And Greg came on the call. We had a great conversation. People liked the podcast. And a short while after that, I asked him if I can translate his Green Card program into Romanian. That's how I started working with him, because I went to him to provide value, and of course he said yes. I said that we can split the profits 50-50, because his work was popular with my followers. So I wanted to give them the Greek God program, the one that I was following, translated in Romanian, and that's how we started working together.
Okay, thank you. Second question. What do you think about college, and should young people like me, like 18 years old, 19 years old, should they go to college or start their own thing at this entrepreneurial age? What do you think about?
I think it depends. I think that if someone has a plan for what they want to do with their time at the moment, and they have a goal, a business goal, or a goal about a professional goal, they cannot go to college because they already know what they want to do. But if someone is disoriented and doesn't know what they want in life, I think college is a great way, is a good thing to do. Going to college is a good thing to do because you develop skills, because you have to learn stuff. You develop self-discipline because you have to pass the exams, because you have to study. You meet people, you are exposed to different environments, you are put in situations where you have to improvise, you have to develop your skills, you have to build relationships, and you are under pressure. And I think that really builds your character and your capacity to provide value in the future. I think that those people that are in college and they just go out drinking every night and don't study at all, when they say that, oh, college is not necessary and you can just quit because that's not how you're going to be successful, you just need to provide value, you can start your own business. I think those people are delusional in a way, because they're not doing anything of value at the moment, and why they're convinced they would do differently if they quit college. But I don't think that's the case. I think the people that quit college and are successful after that are those that were already doing a lot while they were in college. People always say that, oh, Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg both quit college to pursue their own businesses, and look, they are some of the richest people in the world. Yeah, but they quit like Harvard and I don't know, these universities where it's super hard to enter. So that's one thing that should immediately tell you that they were already hardworking. And second of all, they already started working on projects while they were in college, and probably that only got in their way because it was taking time. But if someone doesn't have concrete goals, I think it's not wise to quit college just on hope alone, I would say.
Okay. How long did it take you to make your first money online? Did you make money before you cooperated with Greg, or did you make money after?
Yeah, about 6 to 8 months after I started Think It Lift, I wrote maybe more than 50 or 60 articles online, and I made about 20 to 30 videos. And I was getting a follow. I was maybe at the point where I had 3,000 subscribers and maybe 1,000 web visits a month. And at that point, I decided that I wanted to help people lose weight. And that was the first way I made money, through basically diet coaching. I just taught people about calories, how to set their macros, what to eat, how to make their food choices, how to use intermittent fasting if they find it enjoyable, how to cook their meals, stuff like that. And I asked a really low price for it because I really had no expertise at that point, but I knew how to get people lean reasonably well. And that was the first money I made online. So about 6 to 8 months. I don't remember exactly.
And what about YouTube? Like, you made money out of YouTube, or people saw you on YouTube and you coach them, then you got clients by YouTube.
Right. I never monetize my videos on YouTube because
Ah.
I don't like ads. I think we already have enough products and ads are misleading, and I just don't like ads. And I know I'm leaving money on the table, but it's just against my principles, and I've never monetized my videos, although a couple of months ago it would have been profitable because I was getting many views every month. But no, I use YouTube, like you said, for people to discover my content, and then if they like me, if they trust me, if they like my free content, then they can join the courses, or in the past they could sign up for coaching.
And what do you think are the best traits someone needs to have in order to see success long term? No, mindset and
I think the best breakdown of character traits that you need to have was done by Napoleon Hill in the book Think and Grow Rich. He has
really nice book.
16 steps or 17 steps, I don't remember exactly, but he orders them, and I find that to be incredibly powerful, because he lists the things that you need to do in the order of importance. He starts with definiteness of purpose, right? You need to know what you want. People that don't know what they want, they can't even start. And I don't remember them in order, actually, because I haven't read the book for a while now. But I know it was definiteness of purpose, it was self-discipline, it was cooperation, a pleasing personality. What else? Accurate thinking, being able to think accurately about subjects, and courage, the mastermind, self-reliance. I think I don't remember them exactly, but if you've read the book, I would say those definitely. Yeah, those. If one person develops those character traits, they will definitely be successful, because you're just so valuable on the marketplace that you will be able to earn income, and you will be able to provide a lot of value to companies and customers.
And what is the main reason you have achieved such success?
Well,
I've seen a lot of videos that you talk about discipline, and you have a program about discipline.
Right.
So for me, it's discipline. Like if you can stop procrastinating, yeah. What do you think about it?
I think in my case, of course, I had desire in the beginning. I don't know why, but I wanted more when I was in high school. I have some sort of a character trait quality that is inborn. I think it's natural that when I discover that something I'm doing is wrong, I get the urge to start doing the right thing. I feel like I cannot do the bad thing anymore. And I was in high school, I realized that there is such a thing as passive income, that you can work on a project upfront a lot for no money, but then after a while, you get paid for that work, even if you're no longer working. Examples for this are programs that you sell online, or renting an apartment, or having a business that functions without your presence. And when I got this idea, I realized, whoa, then I cannot get a job now, because I know that there's this other thing that is better. So I had the desire to do that, and then I had discipline from my father. My father is disciplined, because I remember, if he sets his mind that he's going to wake up at 6 a.m. to go working on the garden or go fishing or whatever, at 6 a.m. he's up. No, there's no arguing with that. So I had that from him, and other things I picked up on the way. I learned to make decisions quickly. I learned to provide value to other people. I think this is huge. If you define success as earning money, which most people do, then what you need to do is be valuable to other people. And of course, you do that through all the other character traits. If you're self-disciplined, you of course are more valuable to other people. If you have a pleasing personality, you can talk to them better. If you can make decisions quickly, then again, you provide more value. So money, in my view, is a reward for service rendered. If you want a certain income every month, then you need to provide an equal amount of value through either services or products as in exchange for that. So I would say that in my case, I focused on providing the best value I could to my audience. I wanted to make my videos short, entertaining, informative, easy to watch, all these things, so they can learn the information better. Because I'm telling you, if you just start a webcam and you talk to it and you say all the right information, it's not, those videos won't be as successful as the videos where you think about how do people want to learn. Oh, they want their attention to be always grabbed by something else. Oh, then let's have cuts, let's have scenes, let's have entertainment, let's have music, let's have writing on the screen to make people more engaged. Oh, let's make the video shorter so people can get the information faster and basically have more time for other things. And through that, I think in my case, because I was thinking how I can provide value to people through my videos, articles, and programs, that is why I am reasonably successful, if you believe that about me.
What do you think about social media, and how can we, people at my age, how can we use them to learn, and what is the best way to use them?
I'm not really good on social media because I don't really like it. The only social media that I really like is YouTube. That's where I spend most of the time that I spend on social media, because I find YouTube much more informative than Facebook or Instagram. And it also doesn't fit my personality. I don't see myself as, not that I don't see myself, I don't really like sharing stuff before they are concrete. I don't like sharing ideas before I have them really defined in my mind in a way that they really get the message across the way I want it, or the way that people would benefit the most from it. And my life is pretty uninteresting. I just sit in this place most days and write or edit or do other types of works. So my life is not really suitable for social media. I am not the best person to answer this question, but I would say the most valuable way to use social media is, again, to provide value to people. And value is really subjective. You can provide information either through videos or through Instagram posts or through short articles written on Facebook or on Instagram. But another way to provide value is through inspiration. Hey, I'm doing this. You just post a picture of yourself doing something and progressing in a skill or towards a goal over the course of a year, and people would just follow you to see how you're doing, and they want to they're inspired to do the same thing. That's another way to provide value to people. Other ways, of course, are entertainment. You just post cat videos and you just post jokes and vines and stuff like that. And yeah, that's value. I sometimes laugh at those videos. I watch them again because I find them funny. So I think the way to use social media, the right way to use social media, is to create, not consume. Is to bring a contribution to the world that you believe makes people's lives better. But I don't think, I don't agree with spending a lot of time on social media and wasting your time. And of course, you can use social media to build a business through those things, because once you have an audience, you can just, and they trust you, you can direct them towards stuff that you want them to see because you believe they will benefit from them.
Where do you see yourself and your business and YouTube channel in the next 5 years, let's say?
Right. I at the moment, I don't know. I'm in the process of making changes in my life. Big changes in goals, big changes in skills, big changes in life view. So I can't really say. If you ask me the same thing at the beginning of the year, I would say that I was growing Think It Lifts to maybe, I don't know, several $100,000 per year. That's what I wanted to go. But something happened in the last year. I started thinking more about myself and more about what I want to do. More about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I realized that just pursuing profits is not something that I'm interested in. So this is why I haven't focused a lot on Think It Lift lately, because I'm going through some life changes. I'm redefining my path.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I just want to turn my YouTube channel into a medium that teaches people how to make the right choices for themselves and our society, how we can be the best we know how to be. Because I feel that the best way to solve the major problems in the world is to make people aware and educated about them. For example, everybody talks about climate change. You're probably interested in climate change as well. And we, especially us young people, yeah, of course we don't want pollution. Of course we want to contribute to that. But nobody is there to teach you how to do it. And this is what I'm working on right now. I'm writing a huge video that basically says how we can actually contribute to transitioning to sustainable energy. So my goal in the future is to turn my YouTube channel into a place where people can come and learn how they can be better in a specific, in several areas, but really, really in-depth and informative videos on that. You watch that video and you know what you have to do. That's why I'm making them several hours long.
And what about fitness? Your fitness goals and videos on YouTube about fitness?
Right. That's a part of it, because I feel health and fitness are really important. Of course, health is obviously the most important, because if you don't have health, you can't really achieve your other goals. But being lean and muscular and being happy with your body also boosts your self-confidence. It boosts your productivity. It boosts your courage, and it has all these positive effects on your life. So I will still do videos related to fitness, but again, more like courses than short videos about a specific topic. For example, I will make videos about how you can how you can become lean and muscular from being totally sedentary, and then just boom, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever, how long it takes to cover everything, and boom, just post that online. You watch that video and you already have much of the picture of what you need to do. So my channel will no longer be like it was in the past, where I post short regular videos about specific topics related to fitness. It will be more like fitness guides, longer and more in depth with a specific goal.
Nice. So another question, how do we stop procrastination? Like, how can we focus on that goal and achieve it and not waste time on irrelevant things?
I think it's a process. I think nobody can become super disciplined right from the start. I remember that in the beginning, I worked maybe a few hours a day, and then I just read and watched videos for for the rest of the day. You could say that was procrastination, but it was good procrastination. But then a few years later, if I had to work on a project, I would spend most day just working on that project and procrastinating relatively little, although still several hours a day. I think that it's very rare to find someone that doesn't procrastinate at least 2 hours a day, I would say. Even the most disciplined and the people that you admire the most, I think they do take out their phone and just scroll randomly on Instagram, or they watch a random video because they find the title interesting. And I think most people present themselves, most people create the wrong perception of themselves online because they present them to be much better than they actually are.
Yeah,
so I think you will always procrastinate to a certain extent, hopefully very little. And the way you stop that is, I believe, the most important thing is to have a clear vision, is to have a clear picture of what you want to do in the next few months, or maybe in the next year, and also a clear to-do list for the day. If those two things are missing, I would say procrastination is inevitable, because you literally put yourself, you come to a place to work and you literally have no idea what to do. And it's very rare that our mind stops and thinks, okay, what should I do right now? No, instead it's your attention is grabbed by a video, by a post, by a notification, by whatever, and you just go on that train and you spend 2 hours, and then you come back to the point where you wanted to start working. So I would say a to-do list is extremely important, but also, in order to stick to the to-do list, what you need to do needs to feel important to you. You need to be inspired about that, and that comes from the long-term vision that, again, needs to be clear.
So what is the best advice that you can give me and people at my age in order to see success right now? What is the best advice?
Well, I want to focus this video on you, because I told you that you can treat this as a coaching call. In your case, if you feel your biggest problem right now is procrastination, I'm just going to ask you, do you have a clear vision for what you want to do in the next 3 months?
Yes, I do.
Is it really clear?
Yes.
Okay, do you have the concrete steps defined for how you plan to get there?
Not exactly, but I know what I want to achieve in these next 3 months.
Okay. Can you tell me, or is it some sort of a surprise or a secret that you want to keep to yourself?
Maybe keep it to myself. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I actually admire that, because I feel that I believe that if you keep goals to yourself, you're actually more likely to achieve them, because you will not feel like you achieved something just because you talked to me about that. So I really admire you about that, John. I would say, do you create clear to-do lists every day? And you don't stick to them?
Depends. Like, most of the times I stick to them, but the stuff I don't do are completely irrelevant. Like, I can do it the next day. It's completely irrelevant. The big stuff that I have to do for the day, they're getting done. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that feeling where you say, okay, I can do this tomorrow because I'm gonna have more time, or maybe I'll be in a better mood, or I have better concentration, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that to get rid of that, you need to develop a sense of urgency. You need to, yeah. Jim Rohn said, without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. You need to constantly be now. It needs to happen as fast as possible, because otherwise you will always have the tendency to put things off. And now how do you develop a burning desire or a sense of urgency? I would say the best way to do that is through autosuggestion. Are you familiar with the concept?
I've seen your videos about autosuggestion, or like a big thing happening to you in order to change, but autosuggestion is the best way to change.
Yeah,
Like you have
I believe autosuggestion is the best way to develop desire, is to make, if you saturate your mind with the image of what you want to do, you will naturally feel like doing that, and you will naturally have the desire to do those things. For example, if you said that you played video games in the past.
Yes.
What if right now you spend an hour visualizing one of your favorite games you played in the past? You remember the music, the feeling you had playing, the quests, the characters, all that stuff. You will start to have the desire to play that game. And
yes.
The more you think about that, the more you're going to want to play. If you think about it today, if you think about it tomorrow, if you think about it the next day, and you do that for a week, you will get those thoughts several times a day at some point. And then you will be tempted to go and play. Well, you need to use this in your advantage and think about your vision or your goals like that. Visualize them like that, because then the same thing will happen. You will start thinking about your goals several times a day for weeks at a time, and you will feel like that is the biggest priority. That is what you need to get done. And one thing that I would also add to that. So if you're going to use autosuggestion, I think a big part of your burning desire or sense of urgency will be developed. But I would also encourage you to look into something called moral licensing.
I'll write down. Moral
licensing.
Okay.
You can read the book Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal.
Okay.
There's a chapter in there called moral licensing that, for me, it really helped me reduce procrastination, because I realized I was getting a to-do list done, okay, and I had maybe 5 items on that list. I would start working and I would do the first, the second, and the third item, and then I would start feeling good about myself, like, oh, I achieved enough for the day. And then I was more tempted to procrastinate. When you feel like you did something good, then you feel like you deserve something bad, like a reward.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I haven't thought that way. Yeah,
and it works with a lot of stuff, even with dieting or fitness. For example, some people say, oh, I dieted so hard for 3 days, now I deserve a cheat day. And boom, they go in and do that. Or in my case, it would happen like this. I had the goal of maybe writing an article, editing a video, and doing emails at the end of the day. I would write the post, I would edit the video, and then when it came to emails, I would say, well, I already did a lot for the day. I wrote the post and I made a video. I can do the emails tomorrow, and I'm just gonna watch some movie today, or I'm just gonna play something, because I felt like I did something good and now I deserve something bad. And the way to stop doing that, as is presented in Kelly's book, is you need to stop thinking. You need to stop thinking of your behavior as good and bad. You need to view your work and fun as goals, and not opposed to one another, but something that goes hand, things that go hand in hand. Fun is good and work is good. It's not work is good and fun is bad. You want both. You need to think about both in equal terms. And you realize that you work because you want to, and you have fun because because you want to, but you schedule the fun. You actually make fun an item on your to-do list. Most people don't do that. They view relaxation or fun as something that they're not allowed to do ever. So because of that, they procrastinate on their work. At least that was my experience. It's been shown that when we think that we can make up for our mistakes in the future, we allow ourselves to not work today. If you say, tomorrow I'm going to have more time, I'm going to be more disciplined, I'm going to have better concentration, then you allow yourself to not do the work today. But if you don't allow yourself to make up for your mistakes, then each mistake starts to hurt you because you realize you cannot undo it. If that makes sense to you and it's like an aha moment, I think you should use that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. If you have a fun day, it just was a fun day. You don't have to work twice as hard tomorrow, because you're just going to have these big swings where you have maybe one day where you are really, really productive, but then you're going to have one day where you don't really do anything. And one of the things that you're going to learn from Kelly's book is that in order to become more disciplined, you need to reduce the variability of your behavior. Don't be really productive one day and just playing video games whole day or another day. Try to have maybe 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 hours a day where you work every single day, and then balance that with fun. That was my experience.
Yeah, that was really helpful. Oh, okay.
All right, John. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And if you're gonna get the chance to do the first comment again in the future, another post, you're gonna be on again.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Have a great night.
You too. See you.
See ya. Bye bye.